Hey everyone, this is the Coco right here. Want to preview episode 122 of Dragonball Super, which some of you may have been expecting tonight, but with it being a holiday weekend, we were not getting Dragon Ball Super tonight, but it will be coming right back next week with the much anticipated episode 122. And let's get into it. Crunchyroll was not working for me, so I have the preview here with English subtitles on YouTube. Thank you to Dragon Ball Hype, as I am using the preview off his channel. We appreciate being able to do that. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's go back. Immediately kicks off, shows Goku Super Saiyan Blue against Jiren. We know this episode is going to be Vegeta challenging Jiren. That's going to be the focal point of the episode. But we do know that Goku and Vegeta, based off spoilers, warning, spoilers, that Goku and Vegeta do end up teaming up against Jiren. It looks like it may begin this episode, and that they'll be teaming up against him probably into episode 124, I believe. So for the next few episodes, Jiren has his hands full. For these two Saiyans, we do know that Vegeta ends up going down in episode 123, and then Goku ends up, I guess, fighting Jiren alone in episode 124. But anyways, this starts out with Jiren and Goku, but then we see Vegeta come in and Jiren just slaps him right out of the way. And, I think what we see right here is going to be the gist of the fight. I mean, not like, that won't be it, but we know that Vegeta cannot beat Jiren in his current state. We can't. There's no way. There's some things that we're going to see here in the preview coming up that would imply that Vegeta puts up a good fight, and that may be the case. I could definitely sit here and say Vegeta ends up putting up a good fight. But in the end, we know Vegeta's going to lose. And we know that Goku is going to be challenging Jiren by himself. And it was just funny that they showed this one scene. It's really quick. But Vegeta jumps in there and Jiren just swats him out of the way. Let's go on. Alright, so right there, we saw Vegeta, Goku lunging at Jiren, and then Vegeta coming in and charging at Jiren himself. And then we got Frieza here. Now, this is good. Finally, we're seeing Frieza not just being active. I mean, we've seen him do some things in this tournament, not as much as we've wanted him. But here is like literally, other than that fake fight that he had in his golden form against Gohan, and other than him teaming up with the other Universe 7 fighters to take down Annie Raza in episode 121, this is kind of the first time we've seen him, like, it looks like he's getting serious. And it's fitting, because there's 8 fighters left. Frieza's one of them, and we know that he is going to be challenged by Dispo. At least we know that according to episode 124, I believe. So right here, I mean, you're almost wondering, is it Dispo he's already being challenged by? I could very well see that, but I also may think that this is him going after Topo. And I'll explain why in just a second. We'll see here in the preview. Again, this is Jiren. You can tell by the white glove going after Goku. Goku appears to be holding his own, but that look on his face, his eyes would almost imply like he's smiling, but according to his mouth, it looks like he's struggling. And to me, it looks like he's struggling. Jiren is just too much. And he's Super Saiyan Blue. Jiren should be too much. You see right there. This blast that we see, and then we see this face upside down. If you were to take your phone or whatever you're looking at and look at the face upside down, you're going to tell that this is Vegeta. My guess is that this is Vegeta releasing his final flash, and it's the final flash that we are going to see at the end of this preview. It's interesting that we see this scene right here, about not even halfway through the preview, but to me it looks like Vegeta's going all out, and we'll see at the end of this preview why I think this is part of that scene. Okay, so here's Topo. He's charging. He's coming after someone. Immediately after Topo, here we see him. That might have been Jiren, but it could have been Topo. Either way, it doesn't matter. We know Topo was charging someone there. Immediately, we see Gohan. Now, you guys know by these previews that they will take scenes from here and there. They'll swap them. They'll mix them. Scenes from the beginning of the episode will be shown at the end of the preview. Scenes at the end of the preview could be shown at the beginning of the episode. I don't think Gohan's going to be fighting Topo necessarily. I think that Gohan might be fighting Dispo here, even though we don't see Dispo. That may be a prediction of mine. I see Topo either going after 17, which I know he's going to challenge 17 in episode 123, or at least 17's going to challenge him. But I think we're going to see Frieza and Topo going at it for at least a little bit here. Perhaps Gohan and Dispo. 17 might be helping out both Gohan and Frieza with Dispo and Topo. 17's going to make his move in episode 123. Don't worry about that. Okay, so we got Vegeta here going after Jiren. This is what everyone's been talking about. Vegeta looks like he's having fun. It looks like he's enjoying himself. He's going all out and he's doing well. At the same time, we have to remember something here. I mean, Jiren could just be playing with him. At the same time, though, Vegeta knows how strong Jiren is. And Vegeta is an incredibly smart fighter, so you can't just sit there and expect Vegeta to think he's got the upper hand on him. There's no way that is crossing Vegeta's mind. There's no way. I think Vegeta is using this fight as a test. He knows darn well he cannot beat Jiren in Super Saiyan Blue, and he's using it as a test. He fully expects he's going to lose this fight. And I think that is why in this preview we see Vegeta, as he's going after Jiren, it's almost like he's enjoying himself. And I think that's because Vegeta is he doesn't have a care. Not in this fight, because he knows he cannot beat Jiren. Right? And I mean, think about it. When you're going up against anything, whether it's in life or if you're a martial artist like myself and you're challenging something that is just levels beyond what you are, it's fun to challenge it. It's fun to see how you measure up, and you can kind of drop the worry and the and the stress of worrying about actually beating it and overcoming it. I think that's what we're seeing here with Vegeta. I think he is challenging Jiren, and he's just having fun because he knows he can't beat him anyway. And he seems to be doing well. I mean, the fact that, Jiren is having to block these hits, I think that is a good sign for Vegeta. If Jiren was standing still and taking these hits on, I'd say that this isn't a very good effort by Vegeta. But I mean, Jiren is out of his league. He's way out of his league. Jiren is stronger than Goku Super Saiyan Blue, times Kaioken, in his Kaioken form. He took on the Genkidama at full force. So to expect Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue to take down Jiren here is ridiculous. But at the same time, to see Jiren actually having to block these hits and even grimacing a little bit, if you look at his face right there, that's impressive for Vegeta. That's impressive. Alright, let's move on. Look at that. Look at Vegeta's face here. You cannot tell me that he's not enjoying himself. Jiren's coming at him, and then boom. Yeah, I just love that. Not only is the artwork great, but Vegeta is having fun. And look, he's not going to win this fight. Vegeta is going to lose. But nonetheless, he went in knowing that. And because he knew he would lose, there's no pressure. There's literally no pressure. And yeah, obviously we need Vegeta for Universe 7 to win, but at the same time we still got Goku, we still got Frieza, we still got Gohan 17. Vegeta feels no pressure here. He's having fun, he's enjoying himself, challenging someone who's way out of his league, and he ends up fighting better than we'd expect. And I love it. I think that's great. It's an interesting analogy to take on because there's no pressure and he knows he's going to lose, therefore he ends up performing better. And I would say, according to this preview, that Vegeta in Super Saiyan Blue is stronger than Goku in Super Saiyan Blue. I think that's a fair assumption to make. So let's move on from that nice hit from Vegeta. Alright, so here Goku's watching, and look, we see Vegeta get another hit on Jiren right in his gut. But here's the thing about this scene right here. Unlike that kick that we just saw, in which we could tell it had at least a little bit of an effect on Jiren, I think this punch is not. I think this is going to be one of those scenes where Vegeta's going to punch him right in the gut, he's going to nail him, and Vegeta's going to be like, he's going to have that look on his face like, yeah, I got you, finally. And then he's going to look up at Jiren, and Jiren's just going to be like, like, is that it? Is that all you got? It's going to be like one of those scenes, kind of like when Vegeta challenged Cell after he became perfect. There were parts where Vegeta thought he was getting the best of Cell, but Cell was just like basically toying with him. And I think Jiren, it's going to get to the point Jiren is going to be playing with Vegeta. Right here, that was the final flash that we saw Vegeta preparing. To me, this has to be Jiren just standing there watching it, expecting it, kind of like Cell. Kind of like when Vegeta challenged Cell with his final flash. And we saw early preview when Vegeta was releasing that major Ki Blast. I'm assuming that was the final flash that we see here. And then if we just go a little further, there's Vegeta powering it up. And then Jiren takes defense. Again, just like the battle with Cell when Vegeta shot his final flash. And he targeted it specifically for Cell. And basically made Cell challenge it. And Cell was kind of like, yeah, okay, I got this. And as soon as, right before it hit, he was like, oh shit. And ended up blowing up blowing up Cell's arm. Blew it right off. I don't think that's going to happen to Jiren here, no. But I think he's putting up a defense. And don't read too much into this defense of Jiren's. A lot of people could look at this and be like, oh my gosh, Jiren needed to block it because he thought he would lose if he got hit. Or, you can look at it any other way, but to me this is like Jiren saying, okay, look, I do have to preserve some of my energy for that other guy who's got Ultra Instinct, so I'm going to go ahead and block this in order to preserve that energy. And he ends up blocking it. That's my assumption. That's the way I'm going to see it. But we'll find out. You know, that's why we break these things down. It's fun. There's the release of the final Flash, and that's it. So it's gonna be fun. Sorry. 122 coming up next week. It'll be the first weekend of the new year. Great way to kick it off. Vegeta against Jiren. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Like it, comment below. You can subscribe. Just like I've been saying in some of my other videos, I don't do many of these videos. I've just started kind of doing a little bit more because it's kind of fun and convenient. So you could be one of my first subscribers. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to get all of my notifications and videos. I appreciate you watching and your support. And you guys have a good night. Have a good new year. 2018 is upon us. Good night.